We have been in existence in this community since late 1970s, early 80s. I'm a retired state employee. I worked for 30 years for the vocational rehab program, so I have a long-standing experience with adults with disabilities. I've been in the IDD field for the past 4 years. Our people, they're awesome. They're so appreciative of every opportunity they have. There's a lot that all of us could learn from them. They have had very limited choices in the past. Probably over half of our individuals were in some kind of institutional care before they came into the supported living program. So a lot of them are getting to experience things in life that they never had the opportunity to do before. In January 2015, all of our management staff went through person-centered thinking 2-day training and personal outcome measures 4-day training. And we saw all kinds of things that we knew needed to be changed. So we immediately started taking advantage of the resources that were available through DIDS, and one of that was facilitated person-centered planning meetings. Each person goes through approximately a 2-hour meeting, and we sit around with the people that know them best. We made a commitment and we always had like 5 to 6 staff in the room for the person-centered planning meeting so that we could make sure we covered all the bases, all the shifts, had management staff in there. But we would go through the person's routine, what was important to them, what was important for them, what was working in their life, what was not working in their life. The staff matching probably was one of the things that came up first and foremost. When you have somebody in your home 40 hours a week that you don't like, and then you try to demonstrate it through maybe nonverbal behavior, the first thing you know, you've got a behavior analyst in the home and you're putting somebody on a behavior support plan. And that was the very first thing that we discovered was when someone is acting out and maybe having behaviors that others don't think are desirable, look at who's working in the home. It's not necessarily bad staff, it's just a bad match. And that was the very first thing that we started paying attention to, who people live with, who works with them, and is it what they want. One thing that happened, our employee turnover rate was reduced literally in half. We had about a 60% turnover rate, and now it's down in the low 30s. Initially, 3 years ago, 80% of our new hires didn't make it through the first year. Now, we're only losing 33%. So pretty substantial. We have approximately 105 direct support staff. We never have more than a 5% vacancy rate. We had very few employee referrals 2.5 years ago, and now most of the people that walk through the door to apply for employment are employee referrals. So our employees are happy, and they're bringing their friends and family in to apply too, which is cutting down our vacancies, because one of the most important things to our individual is to have stable staff that they're familiar and comfortable with. I think we had a person-centered planning meeting for this one gentleman who always wanted to go on vacation where he could fly somewhere, and so last year he flew to Daytona Beach and had a week at the beach, and that was fun. But then he decided he wanted to go on a cruise. So we had a person-centered planning meeting just around planning a vacation, and that was totally fun. We had his mother and his brother here, and we flew him down to Cape Canaveral, and he went out on a cruise ship. He got to pick the staff that went with him. He had a grand old time. He apparently became a celebrity on the ship, and everybody knew him. And it was really fun helping him realize that dream, because he's in his 40s and it's something he'd always wanted to do and he never had an opportunity. And that's probably like one of the highlights. It's night and day from the way that we used to look at things and problems and services. You can't go through the process without actually changing even your vocabulary. Everything we do now, we kind of police ourselves and think about, did we include that person? Or is this a decision we made, for them? And we're just, things that we'd never thought about before, we're now including our people, and they have a voice, and they have opinions, and I think we just took it for granted that they didn't before, and they do. I mean, it makes a big difference.